Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Hacking Self Storage. So today we are going through my Mansfield's February numbers. I know it's the end of March. I haven't had a chance to do it. Hopefully, we'll get the figures in for March results really early in April, and we can talk about it then. But I wanted to quickly tell you guys how our Mansfield February month was. And to be honest, I cannot believe the results we are having in self storage at the minute. I mean, I thought February was good. I thought January was good. But man, she's just gone bonkers, absolutely bonkers. So yeah, really, really over the moon with how things are shaping up at the minute. Right. So things to note: quotes, best ever quotes at Mansfield in February. Can you hear that? In February, the month with 28 days, not 30 or 31, 28 days, the quotes were the best ever at Mansfield. We had 136 quotes. That's nearly an average of 5 quotes a day. That is bizarre. Absolutely bizarre. I wonder how much I scored this. I'm just right. Because I score it out of 10. I've just jumped right to the very bottom. Right. So, best ever quotes. Reservations were the third best ever, third highest reservations ever. So, you can look at that two ways, if I'm honest. You can look at that saying, oh, yeah, fantastic. Third best ever for February. You can't complain at that. However, you can say, well, wait a minute. The conversion rate can't have been that good because it was the best ever quote. So, best ever quotes, surely if we're converting well, we should be the best ever reservations. So, there's two ways we can look at that. Move-ins were the second best ever. Again, there's two ways of looking at that, but I think I'd be very harsh if I wasn't over the moon with the amount of move-ins. So, reservations, we did 37 reservations. That is a conversion rate of 23%. So, we knew it was the best ever quotes, but it wasn't, it was the third best ever reservation. So, we knew the conversions wasn't going to be amazing. So, sorry, it's 27% conversion rate. That for me is for Mansfield, it's slightly below par. We want to be around about, normally I say 25 to 30% is good, and it's slap bang in the middle. But for Mansfield, I want just a little bit more. So if anything, if I was highly critical, then I would say, do you know what? We want a little bit more conversion rates. But that is literally being really finicky and picky. Move-ins, we moved in 31 people. So that's over one a day, just over one a day, which is really good. The conversion rate, again, there, though, 23%. I would want it to be over 25%, no doubt there. So it's just, but we can accept it. Conversions, conversions are actually low for Mansfield. Cancelled and expired reservations. So that's when people don't take up a reservation, don't turn up, and cancel the booking. It's zero. For some reason, it's always zero at Mansfield. Now, I've read different stats for different places. I heard the big boys sometimes have expired reservations and cancelled reservations about 30%. That for me is something fundamental. If that is true, I don't know if it's true. If you work for one of the big boys, please let me know because I'd love to know. Or anybody, let me know what your cancelled and expired reservations are. 0%. I think anything, 0% is obviously good. Zero is good. But I think anything under the 5% mark is amazing. Between 5 and 10%, maybe. That's why I like to put it on. Right, PPC, because obviously I think this is really important information. How much does it cost to acquire a customer? And for us at the minute, it's costing £70. Anything under £100 is amazing. Your lifetime value of a customer is around about £1,000. So if we're spending 70 quid, then I think that, my friends, cannot. I think anything below 100, like I said, 70 quid to earn 100 quid, to earn 1,000 quid, it's great. Square foot moved in, let's have a look at my notes here, was just above the average in 2024. So we can't complain about that at all in February. But by the way, we spent £2,121 on Google Ads. Square foot moved in, we moved in 3,295. Do you know what? It was a loss. I can't believe I scored it so high when we've lost square footage. I'll read my notes in a minute because I've seen the score, which I scored out of 10. So yeah, we moved in 3,295 and we moved out 3,470. Oh, I know why. So we lost 175, but we had one customer leave who had well over 1,000 square foot because he basically comes every year, uses self-storage, and he buys when the kitchens are on sale. He buys loads of kitchens, stores them, and then gets gets rid of them, sells them on or something. I don't know. But yeah, he moved out of every single unit and he said, see you again next year. And I'm like, all right, great. Distort my bloody figures, you. But then, it's like students. I've got a love-hate relationship with students because they completely distort my conversions, distort my figures, and then they move out, and then um, but then they pay money. So, never mind. Right, so let's have a look at what else have we notes and let's have a look. So we know square foot moved in was above average. Square foot moved out was very high. That's because one person moved out for over 1,000 square foot. He was a container. He was using kitchens. Net nearly 200 square foot down. That's not bad considering we lost one big customer. 81% occupied. We can't argue with that. We just need to get the second phase done. Average insurance sold was not great. What was it? Average insurance, 4,600. 4,368, sorry, because this is a store's average. 4,368. We need it to get more like 6,000, so that's not great there. Revenue, best daily revenue amount ever. But if I'm really honest, I'm tad disappointed at Mansfield. I genuinely thought we'd be hitting over 35K a month. We've done that. I think we've hit 36,000 in March already. So yeah, so we've done that. So best revenue daily amount ever. So that's good for February because what we do is how much did we take? How much was the true period revenue? So how much have we invoiced divided by the amount of days? Compare that to the other months, and it's the most ever. So you can't be disappointed. But I put here, I'm a tad disappointed with the revenue at Mansfield. I genuinely thought we'd be hitting over 35K. I did because by my metrics, what I'm looking at, I'm thinking we should have hit over 35,000. That's what I wanted to hit in December, and we didn't do it. And I was a little bit disappointed. So we seem to have been stuck, couldn't get past that 35,000. And then voila, all of a sudden, we've smashed that 35,000 now. We're past that. But we haven't smashed it with 36. And I reckon we'll comfortably I reckon all of a sudden we'll shoot up to 40,000. I reckon April, May, we'll be hitting 40,000 and we'll soon get to a run rate of 500,000, which will be nice. So I put here, score, 8 out of 10. Mansfield is a very, very solid site. What else do you expect? It's consistently delivered since we've opened. We couldn't have been happier. That's when you get everything right. You get the demographic right, you get the location right, and you get it underserviced. It just works. It simply works. So this site, I reckon, will definitely take over 450 this year. And I'm hopefully going to be pushing 500. The rent, at the minute, we're paying £60,000 a year because we've got half price for 18 months. Oh, yes, half price for 18 months. That's a lesson for everybody, including myself. I never thought I'd get it. I asked for 2 years half price, and they came back and said, we can do 18 months. Like, all right. I'd have been happy with a year. I'm going to move with a year. Anyway, so yeah, and then when it's full price, we're paying 120,000. The rates at the minute, they're really expensive. I think we pay like 40 grand. So that's expensive. So even including that, that's 160. And we're going to be, and obviously it's a manless site. And we haven't even done phase two yet. And hopefully we'll get to 500 grand. Like I said, I reckon it'll be about 460, 470 the revenue this year. And the rent and rate's the biggest cost because it's a manless site. It's just a wonderful, wonderful site. Absolutely wonderful. And as I've said before, I nearly didn't open. I nearly didn't open it because my wife says, Dean, you're expanding too fast. Look at the debt. I'm like, yes, I'll take it on board. She goes, honestly, I know that you get stressed about cash flow, so I don't think you should do it. I'm just so glad I didn't listen to her. I'm a mum and dad. I'm my best mate. They said don't open. But I was confident I'd done my homework. And I got Fred to have a look at it as well. Fred, thank you very much. I got Dave Davies to have a look at it. Thank you very much. And I know other people in the area, sorry, not in the area, but I know other people had other self-storage legends had looked at it. And the only reason they didn't buy it or go for it was because they couldn't get the freehold. Obviously, with my situation, it's a little bit different to everybody else's. Not everybody else's, but I can't afford a freehold. Well, I couldn't back then. Probably still can't now for, £1 million. And so at the minute, I'm going to have to do lease ups until we can go into the Holy Grail and buy the building, buy buildings. Right, my friends. So that is Mansfield. Tomorrow we're doing another site. And then I think I've came across somebody called Storage Bros. I'm going to talk about them in one of the episodes coming up this week. Oh, chaps. Right. I love you. I appreciate you guys. And yeah, I will See you in tomorrow's episode. Bye bye.